Let's look at Google Calendar on this toolbar. If it's not here on this toolbar, it should be under here under More. Click on it, and mine is blank. And let me tell you just some things about Google Calendar, what these uses are. Once I went to Google Calendar, I now could organize not only all of my schedule, but the entire family's into one place. Everyone has access to it, both the boys and my wife. And we have layers. You can lay the calendar on top of each other to compare or to see what's all going on while separating them when you have to. Okay, let's start out my calendar from DSU. I have it here under my calendar, and it's this one. Okay, I have my classes listed, and meetings and appointments that have to do with DSU. And all three of the others can see my calendar to know. So if my wife wants to know when I'm in class on any given day or where I'm at DSU, she can see it. Okay. Now I can shut that off. Let me show you Alex's schedule. This is his cross-country meets and his baseball on here. Just his sports. Shut that off. Let me show you Jackson's football and his baseball. The only thing I don't have on here is his football practices because it's every day he doesn't have a game and it cluttered it up. Okay, let me show you my wife's. All right. Meetings. All right, now let me go back and show you the value here. Alex has his own calendar, his stuff he's putting on here. All right, so here's mine. Now I can lay, oh, there's one I didn't show you, the family one. This is the family activities that everybody has involved with. So everybody knows what's going on. Now you want to see how we lay them on top of each other. Here's mine. Here's Alex's. Here's Jackson's. Here's Christie's. And here's the family one. But yet at any given time I can look at any given day and see who's where, who has what going on, how much transportation we need, where's everybody going to be. Okay. And I have a few others. This is one too that you won't be able to see. Let me shut a few of these off that I have here also. Now here's one I'm kind of proud of, and this is everybody's birthdays and anniversaries and so on. And what I did, Grandpa Harvey, I put what year he was born, and that's what I need to remember. The nieces and nephews and brothers and sister-in-laws is what year. So you see the dates and the years here. And again, everybody has access to this. All right, so that's a birthday calendar. Now, when I have these all on, these are the personal ones. Now, there's other ones you can add that are called other calendars that you can get access to. For example, I have the Jackrabbit basketball schedule on here. I can lay that over ours to see what's going on. I got the Timberwolves. I can see what they have, where they're playing. I've imported the Minnesota Twins. I can see where and when they're playing. I have the Vikings. And you can bring all these, upload these. Here's the Skyforce. They don't start till November. There they are. Bring that in. I have USD Coyotes. I haven't loaded them yet. Don't need them as much. Okay, I have I have the U.S. holidays. I can have them on there. All right, so these are all other calendars that you can put on here. But again, the strength of it is you can lay them all on top of each other. And if you're using this as your school calendar for your students, you can just give access to one. You can make one, like you've just your classroom activities, but you can keep literally everything that's happening on your classroom. And in my world, I would prefer that than you sending me pieces of paper home with my child. That you would keep a calendar with all kinds of notes on it. Like here, if I want to put notes in here, Shut some of these other ones off. Okay, here's my calendar now, and here's what you do in the settings. You can control, and here's all my calendars that I control. Right? So if I want to share this, I simply take this and I share it. And up here it says share this calendar. Hit that, and then you put in here who you want to share it with. And I think I should be able to do this. Now I can add whoever I want to this. It's like this. Now this one I just added, I can tell it here that whatever I want them to see, free and busy or details or whatever, and I would say I want Jessica to see everything but not be able to do anything to the calendar. Not make changes, to add things. My kids all get to do that. On some of the calendars, but for Jessica, I'm just going to say she can see all events. All right, and now when I save, and here's the other thing: you have to make it public if you're going to submit this. You have to make it public if you're going to let other people see it. And you might want to do that instead of trying to specifically share it with people. It depends how private you want it to be. Depends how private you want it to be. But my personal calendar here, this. Is good enough like this. So when I hit save and Jessica comes in and looks at hers now, she's going to see my calendar show up on down here on her other. Right? And I'll try and do that with each of you and get you on here. Now here's another thing with that. I can put this right in the wiki. Okay, and it's done with this here. If I want to embed this, I simply copy this, and I'm going to paste it in here, and I go to our class wiki, and go here under the calendars, and this is what I want you to do also. Not this one, this one. Looks like this, and I'm going to take this out. See, there you see it. I'm going to show you how to put it in here. It's under widget, and it's right here, a calendar. It's a Google Calendar, and now I paste it right here, and I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. Its width is 800. It's a little too much. I'm going to tell it 700 right there. See right there, it gives you the dimensions. It'll shorten it up a little bit. Now I tell it to save. It is embedded. And this is what you can do on your website, whether you're using a wiki or what have you. Google Calendar's made to be embedded. And now the only ones that can see this is ones that have permission. That's why it's important that when you're doing this, you make it public. Right here, make it public if you want them to see it without giving them permission. If you want it to be a public one. All right, and now you can put details in here. It's the other way you can communicate with parents is you literally can train them to put a training on how to do this. And I'll show you how to do a training a little bit later. Okay, and you literally can feed the parents all the information they need from right here. Now, I know you're gonna ask me about what about the ones that don't have the technology and stuff, and you'll just have to figure that out. But I think you can get parents to come into this. And you can do you can link lessons in here. You can talk about homework. You literally can put this on your web page and communicate with parents almost exclusively through this. And from it, and why I say that, because in the calendar now you can, I'm going back to the calendar here. Going back to the calendar, if you can send notes, you can invite. You can add guests to it. If you have the parents on a list, you can add guests so that it not only puts it on the calendar, it sends them a notice about it. It lets them know that there's a change here that they need to know about. Let's see how that would be. Let's just say I'm sending this to my Alex. I'll just do this again. Bring up Jessica again, and I'm going to invite her here. Okay, she can't modify that. She can invite others if you want that. She can see the guest list. That's fine. Or you want to take that off. Either way. But you can add it like this. And all it does is lets them know this is here. So you hit this, and it sends a little reminder to her. Okay, there's a little email. And I'm just going to write test and send. And it just announces that I've added something to the calendar. You don't have to do that, but you may want to. Okay. And so that's how you can do that. You have all these settings like everything. You can put stuff on here. Let me see what else I can show you here. And like any calendar, you click on the date, tell it the edit events here. I'm going to write like this, a spelling test. Chapter 6. And it's going to be on the let's say it's going to be on the on the 18th at 10 or whatever it is, however specific you want to be. And then you can leave notes here. Like that if you want. You can do event colors, you can show different things, but it's kind of a limitless here. And you can put repeating things in here. For example, you want to list on a repeating basis when something happens, like every Friday we have art. You could say it's every weekly, and it's on Fridays, until when? Until whenever it is, however you want to set that, and then it'll put it on the calendar continuously. Okay. On the 18th, now I have a spelling test right here. And again, you can keep this and you can lay all kinds of other things on this that the parents don't see. But it keeps your school calendar, and then of course you can shut that off if you want to just see your stuff. But what I encourage you to do is centralize all your stuff, all your appointments, everything here, all your notes. And even now, this entire thing syncs into all of our smartphones. So I can see all levels, all four of us can see all those levels of calendar from the same spot. And I can go clear into the future for years ahead if I want to. Let me see how far ahead I got here. Here, let's go out. 2020, or 2015, I can still be putting stuff on here, and I can go back and look at the history. I can go back years and see what's here. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. So here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you create your Google Calendar, mark it up, share it with me, and embed it in your wiki. Okay, put your appointments, make sure you mark it public if you want people to see it. If you want just me to see it, you don't have to. But if you want others to see it, you've got to mark it public under the settings. So here's one of mine, and under share, public. Okay, you can add all kinds of reminders and notifications to it if you want. I mean, a lot of corporates are going to this. Okay, here's how you share. Calendar details. Here's how you get this thing to embed under calendar details. Here's a link if you want to just do it by a link. All kinds of settings. I say, and then what the value is, you can start to lay your stuff on top to see what's all going on in those days. And I know that looks a little crazy, but for some reason it works, and we can all see it, and you can use it also. So I'll put a list of things up for you to do, but this is the first one is Google Calendar.